Hey students, in this video I'm going to just quickly review what slopes are, and this comes from Algebra 1. So here's an example from the Algebra 1 star chart. This is the formula. Let me show you here. This is the slope formula, slope of a line. So this is the algebraic way to find the slope. But I'm going to try to just make this as easy as possible. So first of all, when you have a line that is going to the left and right flat, that's going to have a slope of 0. When you have a line that is slanted down, going down from left to right, this is a negative slope. When you have a line that is going up from left to right, this is a positive slope. And then when you have a line that is going up and down straight, like a vertical line, this will be called undefined slope. So these 4 slopes are memorized with Mr. Slope Guy. So just a preview of that, you picture some eyes, an eyebrow going up, an eyebrow going down. That's positive, that's negative. The nose is composed of a line going straight up and down, and that's U for undefined. And then the mouth is a straight line going left to right with dimples that form a 0. So this is Mr. Slope Guy, a face to remember the 4 different types of slopes. In what we're going to do in geometry next, you do need to know how to find slope quickly. So anytime you have 2 sets of points, you could calculate the slope by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the points, you gotta just label it as point 1, point 2. So you're gonna find the slope for the first line and then a slope for the second line. And you're gonna check if these 2 lines are parallel or perpendicular. And we'll talk about it in a little bit. So let's calculate it first. For the first one, we're gonna have y2, which is 4, minus y1, which is 0, over x2, so that is 7, minus x1, which is 1. So this simplifies for line 1 as 4 minus 0, which is 4, 7 minus 1, which is 6. And if you type this in your calculator, 4 divided by 6, it gives you the simplest form of the fraction. So you could also just type this in a fraction, 4 minus 0 over 7 minus 1, and then it gives you the fraction of 2/3. Or if you do 4 divided by 6, you get 2/3. So 2/3 is the slope for the line 1. For line 2, we're going to repeat the same formula. So y2, which is the y value of the second point, so 6 minus y value of the first point, 0, over x value of the second point, so 3, minus x value of the first point, 7. 6 minus 0 is 6, 3 minus 7 is negative 4. And here we simplify, again, you could just type it in the calculator, negative 6 divided by negative 4. That will result in negative 3/2. So one thing we're going to notice in geometry is we're going to be comparing lines that have different slopes, and they're either going to be the same slope. So let me write this on the side. Parallel lines, we have the same slope. And perpendicular lines, so lines that form that 90 degree, one's positive, one's negative. So your slopes are going to be one positive, one negative, and then they're also going to be flipped. So let's say this is A over B, the other one will be B over A. So they're opposite reciprocals. Opposite meaning one's positive, one's negative, and reciprocals meaning the fraction version is flipped. So here we have an example of a line that has 2 over 3, a rise over run 2 over 3. So let's picture 2, 3, 2, 3. So that's a positive line. And then a slope that is negative 3 over 2. So down 3, right 2. So that one's going to go down, right, down, right. So it's going to create that perpendicular line. And if you notice, this is the fraction version flipped, and one's positive, one's negative. So this set of lines are perpendicular lines. All right, so on the next two examples, we're going to do the same. We're going to find the slope for each. So I'm just going to do y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And minus x1 means we're going to subtract the x1. So we do put minus negative 3. You can either type this in the calculator or just simplify by hand. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. And then negative 7 minus negative, that's a plus technically. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. This simplifies to a positive 3 over 4. And this is line 1. Line 2 is going to be y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And 8 minus 5 is 3, 8 minus 4 is 4. And you notice that both of these are exactly the same. That means that you're going to have a line that goes up 3 across 4, up 3 across 4, and creates that parallel line because they're both the same. So this is a set of parallel lines because they have the same slope. All right, let's try the third one. We're going to have y2 minus y1. So 7 minus 3 over x2, negative 5 minus x1. So minus negative 9. Minus negative becomes a plus. So negative 7 minus 3 is 4. Negative 5 plus 9 is positive 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So the line 1 has a slope of 1. The slope for the second one is going to be negative 2 minus 6, y2 minus y1, over x2 minus x1. Negative 9 minus negative 11. Minus negative becomes a plus. So we have negative 2 minus 6, which is negative 8. And negative 9 plus 11, which is positive 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so negative 4. This one, it's neither. There's no relationship here. So it's neither. Sorry, I'm recording this at lunch, so I'm going to pause the video right there and I'll make a part 2 for the bottom section of this paper.